Hey everybody, this is Darkslayer and you are watching Darkslayer TV. This is Game 2 between aTnSocke and EGPuma. Up here at the top middle of Terminus, we do see our blue Protoss Socke, and on cross positions all the way down across this giant map, we do see EGPuma. Now, since both players are starting on cross positions, it's going to be very hard for any of those quick rushes, so this is probably going to end up being a longer macro style of game. Nice supply depot placement, by the way, coming from Puma, making it harder for any harassment to come in, making it so it's harder for units to get in here, slip between these minerals, get some kills on your SCVs. Just a little extra blockade there from Puma. As we've seen in the last game, Puma put on some amazing aggression on Socke, keeping him on the defensive almost that entire game. His economy was blown just several times, especially with that proxy factory. Getting in there, Socke not actually able to scout it, and getting several probe kills during that. As you can see, Socke has his probe, running over here, grabbing the Zellnoga, going out, trying to find his opponent Puma. Puma now has his barracks about halfway complete. He does not have his refinery up quite yet. However, this SCV is heading out, I'm guessing to scout. I doubt we're going to see any fast expanding coming from Puma. However, it is known to happen occasionally, and if it was for a Terran to fast expand, this would be the map for it. Alright, we do have the orbital command coming down for Puma, and still no gas. He is actually on 16 supply, and we aren't seeing any gas from Puma. He does not have his second racks down, so we're not going to be, I don't think we're going to be seeing any double racks play. Back over in Socke's base, we do see that the cybernetics core is down, and he does have his assimilator up. He's not going, oh, double assimilator now. Back over at Puma's base, still no gas. He is calling down those mules, gets the extra money, and there it is, a fast expand from Puma. As I said, if a Terran was going to fast expand, this would be the map for it, especially considering both players are on cross positions, and it's going to make it very hard for any unit to travel all the way down to his base, like with any amount of time. Another nice placement of a pylon from Socke, get him some extra vision to this side of his base, making sure there are no random proxy factories. Stalker is out, going to clean up this SCV, make sure it doesn't scout too much. SCV does go down. Bunker is down for Puma, and actually there it is. Oh, 2 more racks is coming down from Puma, and still no gas. So we are now going for a 3 racks opening from Puma with a quick expand. Puma going for a very aggressive opening right here. Refinery is coming down for Puma now. Second refinery was just now placed, grabbing both gas at 24 supply. And as you can see, these Marines are doing everything they can. They don't want this probe to get up here and see what's going on, and there we go. The bunker did take care of that probe. Socke going for the fast expand. Well, not really fast. We are about 5 minutes in. This is about normal. Robotics Bay was just now placed down for Socke, as you can see. There is a sentry out on the field for Socke right now, sitting in a very peculiar place, I guess just to see, give him a little extra heads up if Puma decides to push with anything. The orbital command is actually finished for Puma. He has not decided to lift it off yet. I'm assuming it's because he hasn't did enough scouting. He doesn't know what Socke has. He doesn't know if he has any units to come aggress. However, Socke does have the Zellnoga tower right now. Puma actually grabbing the other one with this SCV, going up here to see what it can see, make sure it is safe to expand. I'm gonna go grab this Zellnoga now. In Puma's base, we do see that the wall off is now completed with 2 SCVs and a bunker. And the orbital command still sitting here. Factory is finishing up for Puma. Stim pack is now officially on the way. As you can see, no add-ons on these barracks right now. Just the one to get that stim pack, and probably going to go into the combat shield right afterward because he has such a heavy Marine play right now. Did salvage this bunker and is making his way up the field right now, and this Stalker is going to get a few hits off on these Marines. However, that Stalker knows it cannot take out those Marines and decides to leave aTnSocke's base. We do see that there is 3 more gateways coming on the field right now and an Immortal. If we look at the supply count, we do see that it's 50 to 46. Puma sitting on 29 STBs to Socke's 32 probes. However, with 3 mules, this is going to put Puma way ahead of Socke economically right now. Puma did send these Marines up to take over the Zelnaga tower, make sure there's nothing fishing going on. And there we go, the engineering bay is down for Puma, probably going to be going for that +1 on those Marines with that stim pack, which could cause some major damages early into the game. The starport is finished and is now producing 2 medevacs for Puma. Socke still with a little bit of a supply lead, 60-58, nothing major different right now. And here goes that scouting factory again. Let's see if it does land in Socke's base this time and decides to build some more Hellions. Great play last game from Puma. However, Socke did counter those Hellions quite well with very well placed force fields. Concussive shell now on the way, and stim pack finishing up for Socke. Now even throwing down a few missile turrets in case DTs decide to show up, also to take care of those observers. Puma grabbing his 3rd expansion right now, as you can see. Robotics facility is on the way, or robotics bay is on the way for Socke. Going to be getting some Colossus out on the field, take care of all that bio. And as you can see, Socke's army is actually quite small right now. He's been doing a lot of macroing and tacking up. He's got 2 Zealots, 3 Sentries, and an Immortal. If I go to the Units tab, I do see that he has 5 Stalkers, but I'm not actually sure where he has those hidden right at the moment. Oh, okay, he does have them over to the right in case of any drops. Okay. Smart play from Socke. Factory is making its way up. Very fast factory. This right here might have just won the game for Puma last time. However, I don't think there's anywhere he can actually place it right now to get those Hellions out. 2 Vikings on the way for Puma. And here comes the factory, slowly moving around, trying to see what he can see. However, there was a drop for Puma over here. However, a random probe from Socke trying to expand did see it, and now this medevac is going to be forced to pick up, and it needs to leave. The Stalkers are coming over to try to pick it off. However, the Stalkers did not get to it in time, and Puma gets to keep that medevac. There are Marines and 2 Marauders and a medevac actually making their way around the map right now. However, they were stopped. Thermal Lance and +1 for the ground army of Socke is now on the way. He does have a Colossus coming on the way too. And if we look, there's the +1 coming from Puma right here. It's almost completed. He does have 2 more tech labs on the way on his barracks actually. We're going to be going for a more Marauder heavy army now. The observer for Socke is flying around trying to see what it can see. Supply depot coming down for Puma. Ooh, if you look, the Protoss Death Ball has gotten a lot bigger for Socke, sitting with 3 more supply than Puma. Actually splitting his army up right now. He did come down here to see what was on the Zelnaga, and a Marine did have it, so Puma does know what's coming. That's actually made Socke back a few more of those units off. He did just send these down here to take control of the Zelnaga, and is now making their way back to the base. Scouting factory still being Baos over here. We do see that these group of units are making their way down the map. Gonna grab that Zelnaga just to check. Leaving a Marine there, that's always a great idea. And if you see, a proxy pylon was just placed for Socke as his Protoss Death Ball makes its way down the map. However, Puma did leave that Marine there, and he does know it's on the way. How is he going to react to this? He does have the +1 armor on the way. However, if you look at this Terran Deathball, it is gigantic. And look at all of these Vikings on the field going to be able to peck off those Colossus like it's nothing. However, Socke trying to destroy these destructible rocks, but there was a great scan from Puma right there. He does know that the destructible rocks are being breached, and Puma is doing everything he can to get down here to protect this expansion. These Stalkers are going to start pecking away at these Vikings. One Viking did go down. Two Vikings did go down. Excellent force field placement, making it so these Stalkers can just have their way with those Vikings, trying to keep these Colossus alive. If you can keep these Colossus alive, it may mean death for Puma. Socke with 145 supply to Puma's 131. However, Puma does decide to try to hit the back right here. These Stalkers are going to have to start focusing down that Viking, or this Colossus will go down. The Colossus does need to be back up. Oh, but it is too late. The Colossus does go down. It's going to come down to pure micro right here. There were good force field placements. He's going to just start firing away at these Marines and Marauders, but it's just not enough. There's way too many Marauders just nailing down this Protoss army. Socke's supply dropping all the way down to 89 after that engagement. However, EGPuma sitting at 107. He did warp in an additional Zealot. Will this Zealot be able to fight off the army? He said screw that, and now is running for his life back towards the base. He knows better than that. Puma now moving out, heading up towards Socke's base. However, concussive shell did get the poor Zealot. Will he be able to survive? No! That Zealot just wanted to be a baker. He had a wife and kids. Alright, as you can see, Socke's Deathball does have 2 Colossus in it, but I don't know if it's going to be enough with that Viking on the field. All he has to do is stim, run in, and grab that Colossus. He needs to do some great micro with it to keep it alive. +2 now on the way for Puma. And here comes the Protoss Deathball with 3 Colossus. I don't know if that Viking is going to do enough to 3 Colossus. Those 3 Colossus actually taking the leading position, trying to get as many hits off on that Terran Deathball as possible, making its way down the field. Will these be able to get the extra medevac? I don't think so. 2 Marauders accidentally left behind, being killed. Socke with 125 supply, but Puma sitting on 150 supply. Excellent stem, and would you look at that concave? Excellent separation of his units right there, getting as many units attacking as possible, and the entire Protoss Deathball goes down to these Marauders. And the Zealots are slowly picked off. Socke sitting at 83 supply with Puma's 131. The Zealot charge is just now completing with the +1 armor coming up for the Protoss player. 3 more Vikings on the way for Puma right now. Look at all these Vikings sitting on the field, rendering all these Colossus useless. Here it comes. The Vikings are making their way up the field to see what they can do. The Stalkers are going to slowly pick, but there's just way too many of them. Here come the Zealots charging with excellent force field placement. These Zealots are going to do horrendous damage, but with the medevac support, it's going to take a while for those Zealots to chop through all that Marauder armor. The Zealots do fall. The Vikings even landing to help take out these Stalkers. Marauders are now just doing devastating damage to all this, and there is the GG from Socke.